The meaning of water, a call from a writer's friend, and who is the judge and how do I call him? All this and more on today's How Did This Get Made? Last Looks. Hit the theme!
Time to say goodbye to this dark shit movie. So cross it off the list. Cross it off. Take it off baby. Oh, let's get this over with. Last Looks.
Hello to all my jilted lovers out there who take revenge on an ex by putting a bomb under their car seat. It's me, your host, Paul Scheer, and welcome to How Did This Get Made? Last Looks, where cheating isn't cheating if they just kiss. Today, you are going to get to voice your issues on the film that we watched last week, Livewire, with Johnny Knoxville and Nicole Byer, a movie that Discord user AFed thinks should have had the tagline, Livewire explodes in your mouth, not in your hand. Nailed it. AFed, bring in the A game. I love that. And a big shout out to Josh Creamer for today's opening theme song. Remember, if you have an alt movie tagline, you can submit on our Discord at discord.gg/hdtgm. And if you have a Last Looks theme song, go to hdtgm.com and click on Submit a Song. And you can upload a song to us directly, but make sure you keep them short. 15 to 20 seconds is best. On today's episode, we got so much. It's a very special treat. The one and only Miss Diane Raphael will be filling in for Jason on today's Just Chat. We will talk about travel bags. Yeah, surprising. You know what? We may lose Jason, but we're still talking about bags. Plus, June is going to tell us what she has been up to shooting her brand new series, Elle, which is a Legally Blonde prequel series, which premieres July 1st. Plus, she'll even recommend some shows that she is currently loving. And as always, at the end of the show, we will reveal the movie that we're doing on next week's show. But before all of that, we will get to your corrections and omissions on Livewire. If you happen to be in New York in June, well, come see me and Jason and a whole bunch of amazing improvisers, including Nicole Byer and Rob Riggle, at the Del Close Marathon. Dinosaur will be performing on July 12th and 13th. And if you buy a ticket for the entire festival, come out and see Match Game, a show that I've been hosting since the very first Del Close Marathon. It has been one of the wildest shows. Every year, Jack McBrayer is like almost beaten up on stage as a contestant. It's in good fun and no one ever hurts him. Brooke Shields one year showed up and played herself. That was amazing. And we have had many other people come through Match Game 76. It is a late night show, but as we are getting older, it is now in the much more coveted 11:30 slot. I think that or 12. Either way, it's more of an adult slot where we were doing that around 1:30 or 2 in the morning. Anyway, I also want to let you know that How Did This Get Made is coming back to Largo in Los Angeles on June 5th. That's right, June 5th. You can come check out me and Jason and How Did This Get Made All-Star for a brand new live show at Largo. Plus, Black Monday is on Netflix. Don Cheadle, Regina Hall, Andrew Rannells, myself, Diane Raphael, and the list goes on and on. It has been so fun to see people's reactions to this show. So many people didn't have Showtime when we were airing this originally, and now people are finally able to watch. So thank you for watching Black Monday, and if you haven't gotten a chance to, watch it. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's a joke a minute style show from one of the creators of Happy Endings. All right. That is all the plugs that I have for today, so let's get into it. Last week, we talked at length about Livewire. We had questions. We might have even missed a few things. Here is your chance to set us straight. Fact check us, if you will. It is now time for corrections and omissions.
It's corrections and omissions. Tell us what we got wrong last week.
Thank you, Todd Fronauer, for that theme song. Let's get into it, starting with Mitch Kappa. Okay, now Mitch wants to point out that when we were discussing the jokes in the movie, I cannot believe that they skipped over Pierce's delivery of the "Here come the judge" line. Yes, that line alone, he thinks, is what's stopping the movie from getting a remake. Well, if you don't remember that line, Take a listen.
She drank the water, sweat, shook, then boom. Here come the judge.
Pretty crazy, right? Like, he's definitely putting on a voice there. But this is, I think, just him not quite figuring out what he was trying to do here, because the original line, "Here come the judge," is, it's been done many, many times. Here, take a listen to Sammy Davis Jr. doing it on Laugh-In.
You can testify, but you just can't win, because I'm here to tell you you guilty as sin. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
Yeah, you see, I think Pierce put a lot more slant on it, so I think he's trying to do an impression, but the actual "Here come the judge" wasn't even "Here come the judge." It was just "Here comes the judge." And that started in 1968 from a performer named Pig Meat Markham. Now, I do want you to hear just a second of this song, because it's awesome. It's basically like early hip hop. Take a listen.
He's a coat of swings. It's just about ready to do that thing. I don't want no tears, I don't want no lies. Above all, I don't want no alibis. This judge is hip, and that ain't all. He'll give you time if you're big or small. Fall in line or this coat is neat. Peace, brother.
Uh-oh, here come the judge. Here come the judge. Everybody know that he is the judge.
Isn't that amazing? I was totally blown away by that. So yeah, I guess what Pierce did was take both of those kind of original thoughts and just really put, I don't know, a vocal blackface on it. Yeah, he really leaned into that. So here's what I'm going to say. First of all, I don't know how it went down this wormhole. But secondly, I'm glad that I did, because I'm glad to know about Pig Meat Markham. That album is great. Anyway, let's keep on going. Sorry, I got fascinated. Dr. Guts 1003 writes, was the robot named Madonna because Madonna is the material girl and the robot's purpose was to test and analyze bomb material? Dr. Guts, if that is the reason, it feels like it's still about 12 years late, because I think this movie came out in 1991 and she was the material girl much earlier than that. But maybe we'll find out the answer to that in just a second, because we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we get back, we have a call from someone who spoke to the writer of Live Wire, and they got some very good dirt. All right, we'll be right back after this. Everybody, we are back with Live Wire corrections and omissions. Now, before we go to the phone lines, I want to remind you that we have a new way for you to leave us a voicemail. Just go to speakpipe.com/HDTGM. You can record a message for us on your phone or your computer. It's now much easier. Before, we had this Google number, and if you were overseas, it would charge you extra money. We're not doing any of that. SpeakPipe, it's free. Computer, phone, it should be way easier, which means better start calling in, people. Go to speakpipe.com/HDTGM. We are not affiliated with SpeakPipe. We're not trying to sell you anything. It's completely free. It's just easier for us to get clean, high quality messages from you. Okay. Before the break, I did promise you that we are going to hear from the writer of Live Wire. And I wasn't lying. Our good friend Clinton told us a little story that he heard from the writer. Take it away, Clinton.
Hey, Paul, longtime listener, big fan of the show, and I want to thank you so much for covering Live Wire. I'm calling you guys because I actually know the writer of this film. His name is Bart. He's a great guy. This was the first script he ever had produced. He was actually hired and fired and rehired on this film 3 or 4 times. And I wanted to fill you guys in on something you talked about. You talked a lot about the robot, Madonna. The robot was not part of Bart's script. Bart told me that that was another writer's contribution, but you know who loved the robot? Was Bob Shea at New Line. He told me that Bob was constantly talking about having more robot scenes, and Bob wanted the robot to save the day at the end of the movie. And Bart would say to him, "No, I think Pierce, our hero, needs to save the day." And then he'd get fired, and then he would get rehired, rinse and repeat. But anyways, the scene with the fountain. Bob wanted the robot in that scene, but the robot just wasn't working. And Bob Shea, I'm told, threw a huge fit and screamed, "I want to see the fucking robot go underwater and go glug, 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 glug." Anyways, thanks again for covering the film. Is it a great movie? No, but I always have a blast every time I watch it. Thanks so much for all you do. Take care.
Glug, glug, glug. Oh, man. Bob Shea is awesome. I mean, if you don't know anything about Bob Shea, first of all, he is a guy that really is a high art, low art guy, right? He got behind great filmmakers. I mean, he was the person who released the Nightmare on Elm Street films and Evil Dead. And then he was like, you know what? I think we could do this with comedy, and then was behind things like Dumb and Dumber and The Mask and Austin Powers. Like he really was this very smart guy who also knew that people wanted robots. And I'm going to tell you, I felt like this movie could have used more robots. I'm happy to know that the robot wasn't as big of a character in your friend's script. But I tend to agree. I think the robot should have had, if you introduce a robot in the first act, the robot has to save the day in the third act. That is what Alfred Hitchcock said, and I'm standing by it. Another interesting thing about Bob Shea, which again, this is called Paul Scheer going down wormholes. So basically in 1998, Peter Jackson was like, I want to make Lord of the Rings. He had this like 36-minute pitch reel for it. And Bob Shea was like, you know what? This is great. I don't think you should make one movie. You should make 3 films. He greenlit production for all 3 installments, and that has become the biggest movie in New Line's history. So Bob Shea, I'm going to say, yeah, maybe that robot shouldn't have said glug, 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 but his instincts were kind of right in a lot of ways. Everything from like Rush Hour to Harold and Kumar and The Conjuring. So anyway, I'm sure that there are other people involved in these things as well, but I like it. I like that story a lot. And this movie is awesome. It's awesome. So thank you, Clinton, for sharing that with us. Now I want to make a shirt that just says glug, glug, glug. I mean, I feel like that might be a retroactive shirt. We may have to put that out there. Let us know. Anna from Auckland, New Zealand, what do you got?
I just want us to take a minute to appreciate the heroic and bonkers road trip through Midwest and Northeast America that Pierce Brosnan's accent took us on. It started somewhere in around Boston, and then it toured through Chicago, the Bronx, New Jersey, got lost in Western Massachusetts, then took a hard turn through Brooklyn and Queens, and then somehow made it back to Boston. I guess they spent the dialect coach budget on squibs and the intimacy coordinator budget on Ron Silva's hair.
Yes, yes. Finally, someone calls it out. I am no good with accents, but I definitely knew it was floating around. I couldn't quite grab it. It was like running like the cops were on its tail, right? They were just trying to get diplomatic immunity or extradition to a different country. That accent is tricky. And I am much more down with the movies where it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger plays like a Border Patrol agent. He is hardcore, in his own voice, not trying to be like, oh yeah, I grew up here. No, you didn't. We don't care. We are on board. Don't try to hide it. Just do what you got. All right. And finally, let's go to Jermaine.
Hey, Paul. Long time listener since the beginning. And I usually don't call in, but then I was watching Livewire, and the first thing I thought after I realized what the murdering agent was, where they drink something and it turns into a bomb and they explode, is that how did they make it without a taste? Because it would at least need to taste like water, or at least not be trackable when somebody drinks it and thinks they drank something wrong. So how do you even test something like that? You have to test it with something with taste buds, like I guess a monkey or something, but like they're not going to talk to you and say, yeah, this tastes sour, and then explode, and then you get another 8. Like, you have to test out the idea of even putting something like this as a drinkable substance that could be substituted with water. So, like, it's impossible. All right, love the show.
Okay, hold on a second. Jermaine, you almost broke my brain here because I was like, wait, what is he talking about? And then I realized what you mean is right. They wouldn't know that this was flavorless unless they were able to test it. But I will say the way that they were killing scientists leads me to believe that they definitely did try it on people, but I guess they would be like struggling for their life. And how would you even test it? Because I imagine if you're anywhere near it while you're testing it, you also would be dead. Jermaine, probably the most astute thing that I've heard about this movie. Like, yeah, it would taste like something. If it didn't, how do we know? And I like the idea that you're like, they could have tested it on like animals, but animals couldn't tell them what it tasted like. I'm sure you gave, a monkey a Sprite, they would be like, maybe they make a face. I don't know. Have you guys watched those videos of dogs eating lemons? Again, get on it, people. Dogs eating lemon videos are great. We tried to make our dog do it, and he was like, no, I'm not here for your amusement. I'm not eating this lemon. All right, back to the Discord. Ryan says, just a slight correction to the pod, saying that Pierce did Livewire a year after Mrs. Doubtfire and a year before playing James Bond. Brosnan actually starred in this right after Lawnmower Man and right before Mrs. Doubtfire and 3 years before GoldenEye. You know what, Ryan? I realized I misread my notes and I was like, I can't go back. And I'm glad that you got me back to my truthful center. Thank you, Ryan. These are great. Everybody is hitting it out of the park this week. Now, John Steele writes, on occasion, I put subtitles on while watching movies, and usually someone is speaking. It says, like, in Russian, the subtitles will simply say speaking Russian. However, the flashback scene of Pierce's daughter drowning, when the dog was barking, the subtitles read, woof, woof, woof. It even accounted for the correct number of barks. I thought I'd share this very weird detail. John, God bless you. God bless you for bringing up a very important thing. Woof, 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 glug, glug, glug. That's our shirt. Oh, my God. I guess maybe instead of dog barking, the woof, woof, woof maybe seems more extreme. Like we are letting you know the dog is still barking and he's not listening. Or maybe it's a more damning portrait of him being a disinterested dad. I don't know. Now, Dr. Guts, back again. What do you got? 2 in 1 episode. One moment not discussed was when Pierce successfully defuses the first car bomb. He removes his shirt and is revealed that he has a strip of photo booth photos of him, his wife, and his kid taped to his rib cage and claims it was his lucky charm. Is taping them to your body really the best way to carry those photos? I mean, surely any one of the many pockets on his clothes would have sufficed. First of all, I don't remember this at all. And maybe because it's such an early part of the film, when I was growing up and I was in Catholic school, I wore like a special, I don't even know what you call it. It was almost like a trading card, but it was much smaller and it was like on a black rope. And I wore that. And I guess the idea was like that you would have like protection. And then I started being like, why am I wearing this? And I stopped wearing it. I guess I ought to also say the sweat would make it would run. The photos would look really shitty very quickly. I mean, they should be in some sort of plastic protective wrap. And I think whenever the only photo you have is just a photo booth photo, why don't you just cut one at a time, right? Because then you could just kind of, keep one over your nipple. And then when that one kind of gets all washed out, another one goes on. Why waste all? Now, I hate to say this, because you all brought your A game, but I did save the best for last. Sean McBee writes, I think you guys overlooked one of the most important character arcs in the movie, water. For Danny O'Neill's daughter, it brought death on a small scale. In the hands of the motivationally challenged terrorists, it brought death and destruction writ large. But once Danny finally understood the water, and essentially underwent a baptism in the fountain while fighting the clown, the nature of water changed. It brought reconciliation in the tub. Then it brought destruction to Danny's professional and personal enemies in a single stroke. Then, a year later, it comes full circle and becomes a harbinger of life. Because he isn't told your wife went into labor. He's told his wife's water broke. Thus, What was lost has been returned to him. ... Sorta. Wow. Can we just sit in that for a second? Wow. Sean, masterful work. Masterful work here, buddy. Whoa, you've now blown my mind. And this has been Clinton called in with the writer of the movie's explanation of the robot. We got Jermaine talking about taste. We got Here Come the Judge. We have so much here. Lucky Charm photos. Woof, 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 glug, glug, glug. So many great ones, but I have to tell you, yours is so far ahead of any of those. Maybe the best analysis that this movie has ever had. Wow. So Sean McBee, for having the best submission, we have, I'm sorry, an amazing, sorry, can I, surprise for you. Sorry, Scott, do we have a bottle of water here?
Yeah, here.
Okay. It gives a little, okay. That's much better. Okay, are we still recording?
Yep, just take it back from Sean McBee. We have a truly amazing prize.
Sean McBee, we have a truly amazing prize for you. Believe it or not, we have acquired a bottle of the real explosive water, just like the one in the movie. That's right. We're going to gift this one-of-a-kind deadly prop. Our producer, Scott, has the water, and we'll figure out a safe way to ship it to you.
Wait, Paul. The only water bottle I had was the one I just gave you.
What? No. Oh, God. Scott, I'm not feeling well. Oh, God. All right, Scott, please, I need help. Play that deleted scene.
Oh, no.
Get Madonna in here. Oh, God, this is a crazy deleted scene about Steven Seagal.
Oh, God, he's gonna blow.
It's a great Steven Seagal story that I once heard is that when he was, maybe we'll edit this out or maybe not, who cares?
You mean Russian citizen Steven Seagal?
I meant blues artist Steven Seagal. He was doing ADR, which you have to when you have to match your voice to a movie, and they're like, "Hey, Steven, we kind of lost that last word. Can you say it again?" Steven said, "What?" And he opened up his kimono to reveal a gun. And guy's like, "We don't have to do another take of it." But he revealed a gun like he was going to shoot the sound editor for asking him. That's what he was there to do.
You're an engineer in an ADR booth in Hollywood, and someone pulls a gun out.
That reminds me of another Steven Seagal story. He was sitting at his desk, I think it was at Paramount at the time, and he's got his feet up on the desk, and he's reading a script, and his gun is on the desk next to him. And the producer walks in, and Steven Seagal is weeping. And he says, the producer's like, "What's going on? Are you okay?" He's like, "I just read the most beautiful script I've ever read." And he's like, "Oh, wow. Who wrote it?" He goes, "I did."
It's the best. It's the best.
Oh, my God.
And now here's my... No, I'm kidding. I don't think I've ever seen a Steven Seagal movie. I barely know who he is.
We gotta.
They're amazing.
The four of us need to reconnect for Steven Seagal.
Oh, my God.
Marked for death. We've got to do
Marked for death?
And when he gets older, he won't even get out of his chair for a fight scene. He'll just sit in his chair and kick.
So my friend...
Like Liza Minnelli?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
My friend was an AD on the movie. They had choreographed this big fight sequence, and they get to the set, and they're like, "Oh, so Steven, this is the whole thing. They're going to come over to the table. You're going to get up. You're going to throw him over the table, and this guy's going to come. You're going to throw him over here. Then you're going to break the table, and you're going to, and you're going to pull this guy from behind you." He was like, "All right, yeah. What if I just do this?" Punch one person one way while not moving. And punch the other, and the guy's like, "Okay, yeah, sure."
He's one of the best traders of our time.
Watch him do karate online. It's amazing.
Oh, well, like contemporary.
Yes.
Watch him do martial arts demonstrations from recent time, and you are watching him exactly what these guys are describing. Touch a person, and the person, like the guy, throws himself across the room.
It's like the Keystone Cops.
Yes.
It's like that woman being gun slapped in this movie. All right, welcome back. Thankfully, Madonna the robot gave me a last-minute Alka-Seltzer, and I didn't explode. Whew, that was a close one. So now is the part of the show where I tell you that every Tuesday we re-release classic How Did This Get Made episodes back into our feed. This week's classic episode was Lawnmower Man 2 Beyond Cyberspace, and next week's classic re-release will be our episode on the Mark Wahlberg music drama Rockstar. So keep on checking out all of our replays of classic episodes every Tuesday. Now, without any further ado, it is time for a rare chat with my lovely wife, Miss June Diane Raphael. John, astonish, play us in.
Jason and Paul, just chat. June and Paul, just chat. Tall John Shear, just chat. How did this get made? Last look, just chat.
Welcome, June, filling in for Jason this week. Always a pleasure when you stop by.
I love it here. I really do. This is, sometimes I wish this is what we could do instead of watching the movies. This is the most fun part.
I know you just like the hang, and you know what? I got to be honest. I like talking as well. I like talking. I like talking to you, and we talk a lot of the times. I would say a majority of our talking is done off microphone. Which, look, if we could monetize just our normal conversations, what a dream.
That's actually what the deep dive is, basically just talking and monetizing regular conversations and hangs.
Well, I'm glad that you're honest about it. And, and look, you can feel very comfortable to come here and just hang with us, because Jason and I, all we do is talk about stuff that we like and that we love and that we're into. And I know that you have been away. Everybody knows you've been away. You have not been at some of our live shows. People have missed you. You missed some fun fill-ins, but
and I will say, I know I said, I don't like to talk about the movies and stuff. I really am kidding. I love doing our live shows. I feel like I haven't done a live show in forever. I miss it so much.
Our first live show, Live Wire, was our first live show in 5 months.
That's crazy.
I know. It's been kind of nuts.
We gotta get back on the road.
We have not been together, but part of that is because you are working on Elle, which is a brand new show coming out this July on Amazon. I don't know if people even know what this is. You want to tell people what it is? So people can
sure.
Yeah.
So get psyched, get excited. So Elle is the Legally Blonde prequel series, and it will launch on Prime Video.
Worldwide?
I don't know. I think so.
All right. I'm just hoping it's worldwide.
I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's worldwide. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that all breaks out. I think
I'll talk
worldwide.
to Pitbull because he's Mr. Worldwide, and I'll make sure that it does get out.
Thank you. So yeah, it comes out on July 1st, and this is the prequel series to Legally Blonde. It's Elle Woods in 1995 in high school, and I play her mom, Eva Woods.
Now, notably, mom not really featured, or just featured very briefly in the Legally Blonde movie. Are you basing your character on that moment that because I think the mom's in like one scene? Have you done the work study? Have you reached out to that actor? Or is it like have you gone deep?
I mean, listen, the movie is so perfect and meant so much to me when I saw it, and still means so much to me. It's just such a beautiful. It was so crazy to think back on that time where it's like, the concept of being into hair and fashion and wearing pink, meant you like weren't taken seriously as a lawyer. It seems so absurd, but of course that's still something that women combat every day. But anyway, yeah, so the movie meant so much to me. I think what's so cool about the series is it takes the original material and also gives us the space, it's an hour long, to really explore these characters in brand new ways. So there's so many wonderful nods to the movie, and we are also, able to really extrapolate.
I will say this. I've seen a little bit of it, not actual finished footage, but I've heard dialogue, I have seen, and I've heard
Oh, so
stories.
you think you've seen it because you heard me run my lines?
I've heard you run
feel
your
like you got
lines.
you saw early cuts?
And I got to meet some of the cast, the lovely cast. And I'm putting
That's
it
true,
together.
you were on set. Yeah,
I'm
okay,
putting
you
it
put the
I'm putting it
pieces
together.
puzzle
Yeah, I
together.
was on set. I was on
Yeah, you
set, so
were.
I know a couple things. No, I'm very, very excited for it. So July 1st is when it comes out worldwide, or at least in your neck of the woods. I'm going to say now. You are shooting away in Canada. People know that you are away. What have you been filling your time with besides working and besides monetizing conversations with you and Jessica St. Clair
Content.
on the deep dive?
Well, I know you guys like to talk about, I know you and Jason consider yourselves like the travel guys. Like you like to talk about your
The bags. We like bags. Yeah.
You like bags. Men and their bags. That's our next podcast. What is it? It's like there's something there. If I were to
I've bought
do a
2
deep
bags in the
dive.
last month.
I know, but there's something there about. I guess I'm just wondering. It's like, are you both trying to get ready to go? To
No,
leave,
I
to
think
be
what I
on
think,
the go. What are you preparing for with all those bags?
well, I'll say the way that you just talked about Elle Woods and having a certain attitude would make you not be taken seriously, right? I think that men have been forced into this world where they can't have a purse. And I think that bags are men purses. And we have stuff. We need to carry our stuff. And, I don't want to have these bulky ass pants. I don't want to be, I remember my dad's pants. You could see an outline of a wallet in like the back pocket.
Permanently there.
Yeah, it was a permanent outline. Like, we don't need that.
Wow. Well, I'm so happy now that I know you need your bags for stuff and that it's because you're denied purses. I mean, I am, really, I've been traveling so much that something's happened where for a long time, I was on a side quest. You don't even know about this. There's so much I keep from you.
I know.
Yeah, I was on a
Well,
side
you're too
quest.
tired to tell me. A lot of the times you're just too tired to tell me. You'll often say to me, I can't wait to tell you this thing. And sometimes I realize you never tell it to you've never told me the thing. Like just wait. And it's like a show that gets canceled. I'm like, wait, I never knew what happened there. And then I asked you and I said, hey, what happened that day? And you're like, I forgot.
Well, what am I going to say? I'm going through hormonal changes. I forget things. But here's the thing. You have to understand, too. And I spoke to Nick Kroll about it this morning. We talked about you. And he said, how does Paul have so much energy? And I said, I don't know. And a part of the reason why I think I have to go into shutdown mode is because you have so much energy.
You think that I'm energy vampiring you? Like
but there are times at a certain point in the day, it's like, no, I can't talk anymore, buddy. I can't talk.
See, I think I would like that idea, but I am not comfortable in putting that on somebody else. Like, I would feel too uncomfortable being like, well, now I am done talking. Like, if you want to talk, I'll be like, I'm going to talk to you because you want to talk. I'd like to be there for you. There are moments, and oftentimes you'll text me and go, why are you sitting in your car a block away from the house? And those are those moments where I'm. Yeah, well, I know you track me, and maybe let people know what that's all about.
Well, no, I have your location.
But you not just
phone.
track me.
I track many people.
Okay. And
I actually think it's more important to know about the people who refuse to be tracked.
And I know we have a close friend. I mean, you have a very close friend.
Well, I won't name her, but she won't give me her location. I find that suspect. And one of my family members, my flesh and blood.
Wow. You see, now I try to track you, and I just get a general vicinity. I don't often know exactly, like whenever our tracking is off, but you're able to pinpoint me down to sometimes a block.
I know exactly where you are, honey. You'd be shocked at how many times I open up my phone to look at where you are.
Wow, look at that. I feel
I've always got eyes on you. I do find you a block away. I mean, when I saw you a block away for one time, it was like hours and you were sitting in your car. I mean, this is just like, I was really like, what on earth is he doing in there?
Well, I knew that I had some things that I needed to do that would take me out of being home and then I would be home, but I wouldn't be present. So I decided, let me just do my.
I actually appreciated that.
Right?
Yeah. No, I think the home is a sacred space, and you should come in here and be, free of all. Try to leave the rest of the world outside. All of this is to say, I have been back to bags. I have been traveling a lot. You haven't been tracking where, but I've been traveling.
I'm tracking.
And I have, on one of my side quests, has been to find the perfect carry-on bag.
Well, but you never ask me my opinions. You never. And sometimes
because you're a man. You couldn't know what I need from a carry-on.
I mean, well, your suitcase is not a female suitcase. I would say that this kind of
my
gender.
Toomey. Yes, I brought myself a Toomey, folks. You talking my Toomey?
By the way, that was what was told to me by my first manager when I got into the biz. He's like, "We play our cards right. They're going to start bringing around a Toomey." And I was like, "What? Well,
a Toomey?
A Toomey? I didn't even know what that was." And to me, to be like my success would be having a nice bag was so far from. I mean, it's still right now. I'm buying bags from places that you've never heard of. Like I'm not buying no Toomey. I'm on like a Portland guy's website. I'm on backpack blogs. But. But I get the idea that a Toomey would be the end all be all for I was like,
I'm just talking that's really funny. Well, I had seen this Toomey, and there was a lot of functionality that I was interested in. It wasn't about getting the name Toomey, although did I monogram it? Yes. But I love that Toomey, and that Toomey is expandable, and that Toomey has been around for a while, and it's done me right. Now, do
you get in trouble with that Toomey?
Oh, yeah, I've gotten in trouble a few times for expanding it. And I've had to sit on it. I've had to have both you and I sit on it. The whole family's been sitting on it trying to get it.
Yeah, you sometimes even try to get me to put it up instead of you. So then I get in trouble sometimes. Or sometimes, there are moments,
Well, you like to say, oh, it's not going to go in. And I'm like, did you try? Did you try? Now, I'm actually really glad we're talking about this because, Jessica Sinclair's always said Sinclairs don't check. Right. And I was always someone who checked. Now, I guess probably about 2 years ago, maybe during I'm not sure when the transition happened for me.
Yeah.
I no longer check.
And you said it, and you made a rule for our family. And I will say, I'm going to be very honest right here and say that is one of the best family rules that anyone in our family has instituted. I love it, and I curse you for it because
Raphael Shears don't check. It's a part of our identity.
We went to Europe, and we did not check.
Over 2 weeks.
Over 2 weeks. Now I have different bags to help accommodate that. I've gotten the Ziploc bags. I know Jason talks about his kind of things, but you have really started something, and to your credit, we have followed through as a family. I'm very impressed. I'm very,
Thank you, honey. Yeah. I mean, listen, there were years when the kids were little with strollers and car seat. You didn't have a choice. So it's like we could only start doing this when we could start doing this. And it does feel like I used to think when I was someone who did check, I used to think people who don't check and travel light think they're so fucking great. They're so they walk around with such a superiority complex. Like they've done something morally better than me.
I hate it.
And I hated that attitude. I hated that because I want to bring dinner clothes that are totally separate and won't transition from day.
Shoes are the killer for me.
I know. But now that I'm on the other side,
right,
I do feel superior. I do feel we're better.
There's something nice about knowing that you have it with you. Now, I will say that in the moments where I don't bring a bag or I'm going away for a longer time, sometimes you have to check. Like when you went to.
Okay, yes, then I had to check.
Right. I mean, look at that, but there will always be a moment like that.
Sure. But for the most part. Yeah, I was going away back and forth for 5 months. I brought a suitcase to Canada with me, and I checked it. Fine, but for the most part, you're not going to find.
I'm not trying to poke a hole in what you're saying. I'm just saying. But when you do check, I actually feel what I was going to say was a little naked. I was going to be like, whereas now I get nervous. Like, what happened? Did I leave something? I'm not used to traveling.
No, that's our son.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I went on tour with our 2 children last spring break. You were away shooting season 1 of Elle. Right now you're shooting season 2. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And day 1, first day of the trip, I'm on it. We're up. We're at the airport. We're eating breakfast. Everyone's got their jackets. Everyone's got their one carry-on. We got iPads charged. Everything is perfect, ready to go. We get online. We get into the plane. We get there. And then my son looks at me and goes, I don't have my bag. And, there's just a moment where you're like, no matter how good
It said
you've
so
planned-
plaintively.
Yeah, don't have my bag. I'm like, what do you mean?
Those are the facts. Like
Don't have
you interpret them as you will. You react as you will. The
Don't have
facts
'em.
are a bag, not with me. A bag I don't have.
Now, I also have never exited a plane after I've boarded a plane, right? So I wasn't on the jetway. I was in my seat. Now,
God, babe.
And here's the thing that was crazy to me is to prevent this, I had put their backpacks around the handle
The
of their
bags.
and by the way, we're talking about a 10-year-old. We're not talking about like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old. We're talking 10-year-old. I'm like, so you'd have to take the backpack off the bag to then leave the bag. It was whenever I'm like nervous about stuff, I lay stuff on top of each other so I won't forget. Like when I'm leaving for the airport, I have all
that's
my things together so I don't put them in different spots. I had to get off. And I will tell you that, you always say that if our child is lost, look for a woman, talk to a woman instead of a man. And
I say that to the children. Yeah. Always find a
I
woman.
wasn't going to say that I took that advice. But what I will say was that the women on that flight got it. They were like, been there, done that. Go out, get that bag, come back, no problem. I thought it was going to be.
That's on being a woman.
And amen. And I will say that the women looked out for me there. I was able to run back right to the same exact table where we were exactly at. The bag was just sitting there, hilariously, just like, hey, I got it, ran back on, and I was sweating. I was sweating like a pig. And it was like that whole relaxed morning, we just went out the window.
Of course.
Immediately.
Well, I also, if you remember, I don't remember where we were coming from, but we were in some airport connecting and we were all together. And then I was with our younger son and I went into a little Hudson News to get some sundries. And lo and behold, I see our other son's suitcase.
Yeah.
Just literally, not him, not you.
Yep.
Just the suitcase sitting by the beef jerky. And I was absolutely stunned. Now I sat there and I said, Sam, let's wait and see how long it takes him to come back. Now we waited. Finally, Sam was like, I'm going to go to the gate and find them. I said,
that's
okay.
our other son.
I waited. He never came back.
And then you and I started making eyes because I let him leave it there. That was part of my.
No, you didn't. You didn't let him leave it there.
I didn't. I thought the first part it was me tricking him, not me tricking him, but me going, learn your lesson.
I think maybe you no.
Okay.
I don't think so, but I don't really remember. But it was such a shock to see it there. But anyway.
And then you and I basically hid it from him until
to see when he would notice, and he never did. And then when he did, blamed it on his little brother.
And wasn't upset at all. Was like, yeah, I guess. I mean, he was more of the one.
What?
Yeah.
He was like, okay, and what do you want me to do about it now? Oh, God, it's so shocking. But here's what I'm going to say. So for many, many years, you don't even know this about me. I'm a stranger to you. I've been on a side quest to find the perfect carry-on bag. Now, I don't know if you've noticed. I've been through many.
I have. And part of me feels like I'm always waiting for you to go, Paul, what have you found? But never. Okay, go ahead.
Because yours are too masculine.
I got you.
Okay. So I finally have found something that, boy, when it slides onto the handlebars of your suitcase.
What do you got?
It's, I don't know the name of it.
All right, because I
don't know the name of it. I'll find it and hopefully we can post it in the show notes.
Okay, we will.
But I saw it on TikTok or something. All the girlies, all the travel girlies were getting it. And I thought, is this really what? And it is. Slides onto the perfect. I like the texture of it. Soft. Okay.
Right.
Soft, everything there. shoe compartment, never use it, but it's there, But mainly I like the size. I like how it feels when I'm rolling around the suitcase. I can always find everything in there.
Well,
Fine.
I'm very happy that you said this because I recently also found an over-the-handle suitcase because that has been the trick. And I've noticed that is where I have been failing in my airport travel. The over-the-handle, when you're traveling with a carry-on, when you're a carry-on family, that makes a very big difference because
there's no other way.
That's the whole thing.
Paul, there's no other way.
Well, now this is the first time I've ever embraced
and I
that.
have to say, I'm actually like, wow, we're going to air some stuff out. I have to say, I've seen you with a suitcase and then a duffel.
Yeah, of course.
A thin duffel.
Yeah.
And I've been like, what is this fucking chaos? And I've bit my tongue.
Why?
Because you look a fool.
Really?
There's no way to manage that. A duffel?
This is the problem though. I need that duffel because I need to get more stuff.
But sometimes, and this is true, the duffel's not even zipped all the way.
I know that to be true. Yeah, of course.
You know that to be true.
But I'm carrying cords. I'm carrying toiletries. I'm carrying another pair of shoes.
We all are. We're all carrying things. But it looks crazy to me. And to see you both wheel a little rolly and also the other side of your body carry a half unzipped duffel.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not proud. I'm not proud of it, but I am.
Okay. So now do you understand why I haven't exactly been like knocking down your door to find out your Rex?
That's first of all, that is a very specific to longer travel pitches. Like I don't bring out that duffel. I don't bring out that duffel often. I really don't.
Okay. Duffel aside, I had found something that really was, and still there's nothing. It's great. It's the best one I've ever had, and I'm in an interesting position right now.
Right.
Because I have been traveling so much, once a week, and that is also coming with me to set and to work. That bag, I've turned on it. I can't stomach it. I can't look at it. Looking at this bag, thinking about it, is actually making me nauseous.
Wow. So you really because you're using it too much.
Using it too much.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, what I'm in the market for, because I did buy a bag. This is a cheapie, okay?
Got it.
This isn't gonna be my hero bag.
Okay.
This is a dopamine hit. This is my eyes need to feast on something fucking else.
Got it.
But what I do need for it, because it doesn't have the slide-in option, is I need to get, I gotta do it today, one of those sort of adapters that you can put on your handle to make anything stay.
Well, if you're talking about a Clipsta, then let's talk about it because a Clipsta.
Talking about a Clipsta.
A Clipsta. A Clipsta.
I didn't know I was talking about a Clipsta.
I'm talking about the Flex Clip by Clipsta.
The Flex Clip by Clipsta.
Yeah.
The Flex Clip. Clip
by Clipsta.
By Clipsta.
I'm going to show it to you because I just bought one. One of these days I'll show you how it works.
For $29.95?
Yeah. Now this is holding a woman's hat.
I like that.
You could do bags. Look at this woman over here. We're looking at a website together. Look at this woman on an away bag. It's like she's holding 3 bags with this Clipsta.
Hold on, can you share screen?
Sure. Hold on one second. So I'm looking at this.
Yeah, that's nice.
Right? It's simple. It's easy. We're boom, boom, boom. We're popping on bags.
That.
We're popping on things.
Now, the thing that I am deeply troubled by is that if you scroll all the way down to the you may also like section.
Okay.
In which there's a product called Specs Clips where people are clipping this onto their shirts.
Don't like this.
Listeners, they're clipping a clip onto their shirt.
Basically, it's like a magnet that one side would be on, like you'd have to put one side behind your shirt, one side on the front of your shirt.
Yes, and they're nice. The texture looks really nice. Looks like silicone, but like very nice texture.
But you can just slip your glasses in there.
And then it also...
Now, who the hell are you fooling? Because I would see you walking around with one of these.
No fucking way, babe.
I could see you.
And then it also comes in like a lot of comfort colors. but you put your glove. Who needs to wear? By the way, I need this.
I know.
I need this.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. I'm not saying that you're wearing this out to like a fancy
but I need it bad.
party.
I can't
but
find any of my glasses.
Yeah, I mean, we're really selling Clipsta,
I
but
need this.
and we're not like the Clipsta is really going to do a lot of work for you because it is holding a lot of this stuff together. Look at the water bottle attached to the side of the bag like that.
That's really nice.
Anyway,
With the phone attached.
Yeah, Clipsta.
Oh, man, I need everything here. I need everything. Well, okay, so I think what I'm struggling with is just I just need something new for my eyes to feast upon.
All right.
That's all.
We'll let people hit you up with their other ideas, and obviously we just did a giant ad for Clipsta, a company that pays us zero money, and we're talking about monetizing our conversations. We should have been able to knock this out. Now, June, I will say this: you've been reading books. Do you want to just recommend books, TV shows? Just give me a quick list of the 3 things that you're enjoing and 3 things you're watching. Anything at all?
Don't be such a. I hate my biggest fear of going on podcasts is when someone's like, "Give me your top 5." Okay, list 5 things in 5 seconds. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm not trying to put you under the gun. I'm just saying if you wanted to, because I know that you have been. I wouldn't set you up for this if you haven't been.
Okay. Let me think for a second.
Well, first of all, I do want to talk about, I don't know if you can announce this yet because I don't know if it's been in deadline, but you are doing a spinoff from the pit of Baby Jane Doe. You're taking Baby Jane Doe.
What's the status of Baby Jane Doe? What's the status of Baby Jane Doe?
And that's going to be kind of exploring
Baby Jane Doe
character.
taking a bottle?
The pit is high up on your list.
Oh, I love it. And I love it for so many reasons. I think that one of the reasons I love it is because I have found it to be very healing. I think for a lot of, I don't know how other people feel. For me, having spent so much time in the ICU, having spent so much time in like critical parts of the hospital experience with both my mom and my dad, there's things I look back on, and first of all, you're so traumatized. I mean, there's a great line in the show about being with people during the worst day of their lives, right? Interacting with people, being with them, and trying to help them. The pit, to me, because I have had such hospital trauma, and what has weighed on me is thinking, could things have been different? Was the care, what it should have been? Did the care affect the outcome? You can't help but to ask yourself some of those questions.
Of course.
Watching The Pit has been very healing because it has really made me realize, like, our healthcare system, the system is so deeply flawed. The system might have changed outcomes. Maybe not. It's hard to know.
Got it.
But the people, most people, of course there's exceptions, most people who are working in healthcare are working in a fucking flawed system and trying to do the best they can. And most people who get into this, most people who are nurses and doctors and emergency workers, medical workers, most of them are trying to do the best they can for positive outcomes.
Right.
And that is really, like, the show, watching it has been really healing because they are up against so much that's flawed. So The Pit is high on my list for those reasons.
And you've also been reading a bunch of different books. Anyone that you would recommend out?
It's late, but I really love Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I mean, it's been out for a while, but I just read it recently.
I recommended it when we read it together.
Oh, you did? You already recommended it?
I did. I love that book.
What else have I been reading?
Well, you read the Belle Brie. Is that her name? I always forget.
Belle Burden, I think.
Belle Burden. Yeah.
Strangers. Yes, I read that. That's getting a lot of publicity right now. And I liked it. And, it's scary. I think that book is scary because it makes you wonder, like, how much do you know about people and what are people capable of. The most fascinating part of that book, and for those who don't know anything about it, even though she's done so much press, there's this woman is pretty happily married until one day when she finds out her husband's having an affair, been having an affair, and then he abruptly leaves her and their 3 children.
Well, I thought it was I really enjoyed the book, and it was a fascinating journey into something that's so kind of personal and wrestling with like that of being left. And I think I was like, still like, what's that reason? And the book doesn't really tell you what the reason is. It kind of just lets you live in that unsuredness. But I did think that the chapter she just wrote, I guess it was an addendum that was in the New York Times about she never asked about his bag preferences.
Well, you always find a way to blame the woman. I guess it is her fault after all.
June, I love doing this with you. It's always such a pleasure to get to talk to you, to see what's on your mind, what's up. I would never have guessed that bags were on your mind. And I love that this theory about the pit. What?
Front of mind.
Top of mind. And I also think that ties into some of the things that you watch online that I think I have a hard time with on TikTok. I know you watch a lot of death doulas and things like that. And that also, it gives me a different perspective on why you're watching it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, death doulas, I follow, I'll be a little more specific, a number of hospice nurses.
Got it.
And hospice nurses. Both of them are RNs. And they have some fascinating insight into that process because they've borne witness to so many people dying. And there are a lot of common themes. And, and obviously hospice is like a very natural way that they really let the body do what the body needs to do while keeping people comfortable. And so it's really been incredibly comforting. I will actually recommend them to anyone, hospice nurse Julie, to anyone who's kind of fraught with grief. I have found it very comforting, and even just knowing, we all are going to be struggling or are struggling with our own mortality. It gives me a lot of comfort.
I love it. Top 5 months, go.
I'd say my top month is June, and I know that sounds really because school's out and summer's beginning.
Got it.
And then I would say November comes in. Actually, you know what? Switch. November is my top month because Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. And then December, I can't believe I said June first. Then December because obviously Christmas. Then October.
Okay.
And then September. And then June.
Wow, June really moved to the back of the line.
But it's still in the top 5. But
of course,
I don't know what happened. But
right.
If I'm being totally honest, I had a second to think. That's why I don't like top 5s.
Well,
I say the wrong thing.
If and Forever got that right on Kalshi, you just won. Wow, there's a lot of money. So a lot of people have been betting on that on Kalshi. So
wow.
So that just came in big for somebody. Somebody came in really big there. So he's made How Did This Get Made listener into a multimillionaire. June, Deep Dive is out every week. You can listen wherever you get your podcasts. You can sign up for premium Deep Dive experiences. You can watch Elle worldwide in July. And hopefully you are obviously doing in-house episodes of How Did This Get Made, but hopefully we'll get you out on the road or even bring the show to Vancouver again, which was so much fun.
That would be fun. I'll also plug on May 22nd, Mating Season comes out, which is a series, animated series on Netflix that I'm on along with our friend Nick Kroll. And it's all of the, creators of Big Mouth. And it's really, really wonderful.
What's the premise?
The premise? Well, it's about a cast of forest critters.
Okay.
And we're all trying to find love. So it's about a bunch of animals who are looking to get into a relationship.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
All right. And again, I've heard you do some lines from that. I sneak peek, and it seems
it's like you've been like every time I think you're just passing by. I didn't know you were doing a first look.
Oh, I'm. Who do you think talks to Matt Baloney? I'm telling him everything. I'm giving him all the details. Always. June, the best. I will see you in 2 seconds as we hang up from the Zoom.
Okay, see you in a minute.
Right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you, June, for filling in for Jason this week. And for anyone interested in the name of June's bag, the one that she loves so much, it is called the CalPac Travel Luca duffel bag, and we'll plop a link to that in the show notes. CalPac Travel Luca duffel bag. All right, but enough bag talk. It is finally time to announce our next movie. Next week, we're going from Pierce Brosnan schlock to New Kids on the Block. That's right, we'll be watching a 1998 action comedy, The Big Hit, starring Mark Wahlberg, Lou Diamond Phillips, and Christina Applegate. IMDb describes it as a socially anxious hitman, Melvin Smiley, goes on a job, falls in love with his kidnapping victim, turning his world upside down. Rotten Tomatoes gives this film a 41% on the tomato meter, and John Paul Powell from Jam Movie says, GQ model type sweating it up in a high caliber, weapons fired indiscriminately, toned babes in skin tight clothing, and Marky Mark breakdances in a gunfight. What more could you ask for? And I gotta say, Paul, you are right. From a Paul to a Paul, this movie was a wild ride and something that truly captures the spirit of 97, 98, unlike any other film I've ever seen. Take a listen to the trailer.
In this line of work, I'm a contract killer. A little overtime. This is the girl? No, it's your mammy.
There has been an unauthorized kidnapping.
Can kill you. The team that brought you Broken Arrow and Face Off. The Big Hit.
What's up with you guys? You're supposed to be the Spice Boys or something?
Rated R.
The Big Hit is currently streaming on the Criterion Channel. Yes, you heard me correctly, the Criterion Channel. You can also rent it all the usual places, wherever you rent movies. People, that is it for Last Looks. If you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please rate and review us. Also, make sure you are following us and have automatic downloads turned on. If you haven't listened in a while, get it back on, okay? It helps the show, and we appreciate it. Visit us on social media at HDTGM. And a big thank you to our producers, Scott Sani and Molly Reynolds, our engineer, Casey Holford, our social media manager, Zoe Applebaum, and, of course, we will forever be thankful to the one and only Avril Halley. We will see you next week for The Big Hit.